Oh, it's hot in here. I agree. I'm gonna start coming and working out of this building. This is so much hotter. We're paying.
No, actually it doesn't work that
Why
way.
does it work?
Because if you don't keep it, I mean, this is hotter than it should be. If you don't keep it at a certain temperature, it actually isn't cheaper to cool it down and then heat it up and then cool it down and heat it
Well, we
up.
always keep ours at 63.
We keep ours at 58.
Yeah. We sleep at
59.
We sleep at 59 and I get too hot. I always get too hot. I'm like, boiling.
The heating in the house.
No, I know that you're
59
that's not normal.
Cooking. I'm like that's
Oh my God.
I don't say no, stop.
I have that windows.
That's why I like to.
As soon as I get home,
Our
I
sheep is
sit-
running.
10 degrees,
I'm
we're all
doing
like.
so much better.
I'm so hot.
We have our
I'm warming up, I'm like not.
Oh my gosh, and then the heater was heat on. This morning, we got something really good. There was no school. And when I'm 61, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But then, if I
There's something in the middle.
then I get older, and the problem is I can't
See,
go very
now
good.
I'm official US citizen.
Oh my gosh, I did this, I did this.
Official. I have my scar. I have a hot dog by the fireplace.
And we're happy to have you.
Welcome. Congratulations. Sound like you're,
He did the thing that
These are not legal.
This is my new thing, I don't have my heat, I'm excited, exercise my way through the winter.
That's amazing if you can motivate, I guess the cold motivated you, it's not motivating me in that direction.
This is, well, no,
I
it
just
was,
wanna,
the amount was the rate for. It's not like
What happened to the pretzel?
amazing, but we ate too much.
everybody warm enough.
Yes, definitely.
well, you know, as long as the house is okay with us having this massive heating bill, what the hell?
Listen, we have to be comfortable, okay?
Like
There's
you were
certain
just
things
saying,
in red
I have
tape.
my house on a 58 degrees, so I'm like,
But at least.
You're in.
Where should live?
You're in.
I'm with you, I can't.
Oh, Darren, read this card.
What?
You'll get good
Oh,
laugh.
wow, mazel tov, that's fantastic. She's so happy. Is it still all only women?
All women, she's eating half.
That's very John Casper.
Thank you, I'm gonna take that as a compliment.
Yeah, right.
Most boys are not like you.
We like about, what's the time?
Yeah, we're ready for today.
That's,
Yeah.
Yeah, we're ready.
You raise your hand
Okay, we're gonna start on page 14 or 46.
We're ready for you.
Choose one.
Yadi nefesh av harachaman mishoch avdach el retzonach yarutz avdach kemo ayal yishtachaveh el mul hadarach Yeravlo Yedidu Tach Minofetsu Bechol Ta'am Hadurna Oziv Haolam Nafshi Cholat Ahavatach Ana elna refana la behara
הייתה לך שפחת עולם, ותגיימו רחמך וחוסנה על בן אוהבך, כי זה כמה נחשוף לראות בתפארת עוזך, ענה לי מחמד ליבי חושנה, ואל תתעלם, יגלנה ופרוס חביב עלי את סוכת שלומך, תאיר ארץ מכבודך, נגילה ונשמחה בך, מהר אהוב כי במועד, וחנני כי מעולם. די 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 ידה די 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 ידה די 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 ידה די 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 ידה די 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 ידה די 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 ידה די די די. לכו נרננה לאדוני, נריע לצור ישנו, נקדמה פניו בתודה, בזמירות נריע לו, כי הגדול עליי המלך עליו. ארבעים שנה אקוד בדו, ואומר עמתו אל לבבהם, והם לא ידעו דרכי, אשר נשבעתי באפי, אם יבון אל מנוחתי. שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, בסרו מיום ליום ישועתו, וגויים כבודו בכל העמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד, נורא הוא על כל אלוהים, כי כל אלוהי העמים אלילים, ואדוני שמיים עשה, הוד והדר לפניו, עוז ותפארת במקדשו. לאדוני משפחות עמים, הבו לאדוני כבוד ועוז, הבו לאדוני כבוד שמו, שאו מנחה ובואו לחצרותיו, השתחוו לאדוני בהדרת קודש, הילו מפניו כל הארץ, אמרו בגויים אדוני מלך, אף תיכון תבל בל תימות, ידין עמים במישרים, ותרגל הארץ, ירם הים ומלואו, יעלו שדי וכל אשר בו. ay, ay, ay. As Yerananu kol atzeya lifnei Adonai kiva kiva lishpot haaretz yishpot tevel betzedek ve'amim be'emunoto ay dai 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 ay dai 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 ay dai 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 hi dai 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 hi dai 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 hi dai 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 page 17 or 51. Adonai malach tagel haaretz yismachu yim rabim anav v'arfel sevivan tzedek u'mishpat mechon ki so eish lepenavter. Shikol shama v'tismach ki ata or zaru ala tzadik ul yishrei lev simcha Simchu sadikim badonai ve'odu lezecher kodsho. There's my shoe, let her know she chadash. Kini fatal so she Allah yamin or zer no kodesh. No Yeshua tol hini gakiya. לפני אדוני קיבל לשפוט הארץ, ישפוט תבל בצדק וימים במי שערים. אדוני מלאך יגזו עמים, יושב קרובים, צינות הארץ, אדוני בציון גדול, ורמו על כל העמים, יודו שמך גדול. ויעזמן אדוני שמך. רמו אדוני ושתך משה ולכו. ענה מידך. Ramamu Adonai Eloheinu v'yishtachavu l'char kodsho ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu. Page 20 or page 54. Mizmor leDavid havu l'Adonai b'nei lim havu l'Adonai kavod va'oz hay 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 havu l'Adonai Kevod Shemo Ishtachavu l'Adonai V'hadrat Kodesh Kol Adonai Al Hamayim El HaKavod Hirim Adonai Al Mayim Rabim Kol Adonai Shover Arazim, Vaishaber Adonai, Et Arzei Halvanon, Vayarkidem Kemo Egel Levanon, Vesirion Kemo Ben Ra'emim. Kol Adonai Chotzev Lavotesh, Kol Adonai Yachil Midbar, Yachil Adonai Midbar Kadesh, Kol Adonai Yachol Elai Alot, Vayechesof Ye'arot Uvechalot Kulo Omer Kavod Adonai Lama Bo Yashav Vayeshev Adonai Melech Leolam Adonai Oz Le'amor Yitain Adonai Yevarech Et Amo Bashalom Hai Dai 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 Yai Dai 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 Hai Dai 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 Yai Dai 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 Amna Bekoach Bekoach Kedu גדולת ימינך ימינך תתיר צרורה רינת עמך סגבנו טהרנו נורא ענה בכוח גדולת ימינך צרורה תתיר צרורה קבל רינת עמך סגבנו טהרנו נורא היי 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 די די היי די 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 היי די 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 היי די 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 נא גיבו דורשי יחד page 21 or 56 לך דודי לקראת קלה ידדי 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 פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת קלה ידדי 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 פני שבת נקבלה שמעו וזכור בדיבור אחד השמיענו אל המיוחד אדוני אחד ושמו אחד לשם ולתפארת ולתהילה לך דודי לקראת קלה ידדי 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 פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת קלה ידדי 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 פני שבת נקבלה לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה כי מכוח הברכה מראש מקדם נסוכה מעשה במחשבתי לה לך דודי לקראת קלה ידדי 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 פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת קלה ידדי 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 פני שבת נקבלה מקדש מלך עיר מלוכה קומיצי מתוך אפיך רב לך שבט בעמק הבכה והוא יחמול עלייך חמלה לך דודי לקראת קלה ידדי 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 פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת קלה ידדי 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 פני שבת נקבלה התנערי מעפר קומי לבשי בגדי תפארתך עמי על יד בן ישי בית הלחמי קרבה אל נפשי גלה לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה התעוררי כי באורך קומי אורי שיר דברי כבוד אדון עלייך נגלה לך דודי לי לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה לא תבושי ולא תקלמי מה תשתוכחי ומה תמי בך יחסו אני ימי ונבנתה עיר על תילה לך דודי לי לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה Hayulim Shisa Shoasayich Verachaku Kol Yasis Alayich Elohayich Kimsos Chatan Al Kala Lecha Dodi Li Krat Kala Nei Shabbat Ne Kabelai Yamin Usmol Tifrotzi V'yet Adonai Taharitzi Al Yadish Ben Partsi V'nismacha Nagila Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Nei Shabbat Ne Kabela Boi V'Shalom Ateret Ba'ala Gam B'Simcha U'Tzala Toch Emunei Am Segula Boi Chala Lecha Dodi Li Krat Kala Pa Nei Shabbat Ne Kabela Page 23 or 59. Mizmor shir leyom hashabat tov lehodod ladonai ulzamer l'shimcha elyon ulzamer l'shimcha elyon lechagid baboker chastecha v'emunatcha baleilot Alei asor ve'alei navel, alei higayon bechino. Mizamor shir hashabat tov lehodod ladonai, ulazamer l'shimcha elyon, ulazamer l'shimcha elyon. Alei asor ve'alei. Tzadikata hama yifrach ke'erez balavanon yizke shetulim beveit Adonai bechatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu od yenuvun b'seva t'shelim verananim yiyu lehagid ki yashar Adonai suri velo avlatabo Adonai malakud lavesh nrayos hitazor aftikon tevel batimod Mikolot mayim rabim adirim adirim, nishparei Mikolot Mayim Rabim, Adirim, Mishperei Yam. Adir Bamarom, Haidai, Adir Bamarom, Haidai, Adir Bamarom, Adonai, Adir Bamarom, Haidai, Adir Bamarom, Haidai, Adir Bamarom, Adonai. Edotecha ne'emnu ma'od, lebeitcha na'ava kodesh, Adonai la'orech yamim.
This week we observe the Yartzeiten of Aaron Rossman, brother of Talia and Naomi Rossman, and son of Robert Rossman. Henry Herman, grandfather of Darren Lee. Christopher Penrose, brother of Diane Cohen. Mort Epstein, grandfather of Brenna Callis. Charles Saunders, father of Barbara Saunders Adams. Guy Payne, brother-in-law of Ginny Heron Lanoyle. Goldie Smith, mother-in-law of Doris Pat Smith. And Joseph Rosenberg and Yetta Lubash, who are memorialized on our board. May their memories and the memories of all those whom we recall be blessings. Mourner's Cottage, page 24.
Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah.
Amen.
V'yalma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei t'chol beit Yisrael v'agalav v'zman karev v'yimru.
Amen. Yesh me'rabba m'varach le'olam olmei almaya.
Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudisha.
Brichu.
La'elam min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbachata v'nechemata, ta'amirom bi'alma v'yimru.
Amen.
Yehei shlam rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen.
Amen.
Osei shalom b'mrumav, huya asei shalom, aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen.
Amen. Shekoach. Good Shabbos, everyone. So one of the ideas that is raised by the story of Yaakov fighting the angel pretty explicitly in the text is that Yaakov is really wrestling with himself. It says, the pshat of the text is that Yaakov was left alone and he crossed over the river alone. And if he left alone, and if we take it seriously, and if we think dramatically, even a little bit psychologically about the story, it's like not a hard jump that Yaakov is like dealing with a lot. Right? He's like escaping his uncle, and he has this complicated relationship with his wives and with his children, and his brothers coming at him, and he's going home, and he's fleeing the only home he's known for the last 14 years, and it's a lot, and it's complicated. And Yaakov is a complicated person, and I think really on the level of the pshat, not really, it doesn't take that much digging. I think one of the things that the Tanakh wants us to consider is that part of what Yaakov is doing is wrestling with himself, and he's trying to figure things out, and he's trying to figure out like who he's going to be in this next chapter of his life. And I was thinking about that in the context of a very short comment I encountered about the Parsha this week, which is a comment from Rabbeinu Bachya, who's a medieval rabbi who's commenting on this verse where it talks about how scared Yaakov was, alone, and he's dividing up his camp, and he's really scared. It's a scary moment because he doesn't know what his brother's intentions are, and he doesn't know what awaits him on the other side of this river, and it's dark, and it's just this verse where it says, Vayira Yaakov me'od. Yaakov was very, very scared. Vayetzer lo, and he was in pain. Vayechatam, and then he does this stratagem where he's dividing up his camp. And on just regarding fear, this verse motivates Rabbeinu Bachya 1,000 years ago to have a conversation where someone asks him, he imagines, Chasid echad haya yashan b'midbar. There was a righteous person who was sleeping in the desert, or in the wilderness. Shalu oto, they asked him, Yarei milistim v'chayot raot, aren't you afraid of bandits and wicked animals? I sort of like that phrase, chayot raot. I don't know how an animal could really be wicked, but bad animals, dangerous animals. Aren't you afraid to be out here at night? Heshiv and the tzaddik, or the chassid, the righteous person answers, Boshanim Elohim, liyira shum gavra, shum nivra, zulato yitbarach. I would be ashamed in front of God to be afraid of anything other than God. That's the answer. I would be ashamed. And, shame is an interesting emotion. I mean, psychologists have a lot to say about shame and think a lot about shame. And shame can be, I think, a debilitating emotion, but it can also be a very important emotion. People who are shameless are not, or if you say you do something shamelessly, that's not generally a compliment. And the idea of being ashamed, of being afraid of anything other than God, stuck with me when I encountered it this week. Because, and I don't mean what I'm going to say next to sort of like minimize like all of the challenges that we do face in our lives, but like if you do a little mental exercise with me, I'm going to do it myself, okay, right now. And I'm going to think about the last thing I got really upset about. The last thing like really bothered me. And if I could imagine, I mean, this is not my theology, but if I could imagine standing before like the master of the universe, and the master of the universe says, Ben, what were you so upset about? And I say, well, someone said something to me, or someone cut me off on the road, and the master of the universe looks down at me and is like, come on. I mean, I would be ashamed. Like, I would be ashamed. Like, 9 times out of 10, like, the last thing that, like, really bothered me, if I could go through that mental exercise of, like, I gotta confess it before the king, I would be ashamed. And so, back to Yaakov wrestling with himself and, like, doing kind of the work on, like, what he needs to do to be the best version of himself that he can be, who can go hug his brother, in a few more verses. Like, I was thinking a lot about that this week, and I think just as a mental exercise, let me suggest that the next time something's bothering you, think to yourself, would I be ashamed to share with the Almighty that that's the thing that really bothered me? And the answer might be no, right? I mean, the answer might be there are things that we are right to be upset about. But at least for me, 8 times out of 10, like, probably if I had to confess that before the King of Kings, I would think twice about whether or not I really need to be upset about that in the first place. And so I offer that to you as sort of a tactical, psychological exercise whenever you're next feeling upset. Which I hope is not now. And we're going to continue with Baruch Hu on page 28. What's that? My voice is just a little gone. 64:20. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamivora. Baruch Adonai Mivorach Leolam Ba'ed Baruch Adonai Umavir Yom Umei Bilayla Umavdil Ben Yom Uben Layla Adonai Tzavaot Shemo El Chai V'Kayam Taimim Achaleinu Leolam Ba'ed Baruch Adonai Amari V'Aravi Ma'avat Olam Be'Yisrael ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לתוך כבוד בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. ויום שמות Adonai Elohechem Emed, 32 or 70. ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה מרם בני ישראל, הכנו שירה בשמחה רבה, ואמרו כולם מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורתי לא תוסף אליהם. מלכותך ראו בניך בוקי הים לפני משה, זה ליאנו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך את אדוני גל ישראל אשכיבנו לנו. ושמור צאתנו בואנו לחיים ושלום מעתה ועד עולם, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ברוך אתה אדוני הבורא סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל עוד תהיה לעולם, כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת וינפש. יתקדש ויקדש שמי רבה, ואמנים רק ירדה וימליך מלכותי, וחייכנו יומכנו חיי דכל בית ישראל, בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב אמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם עולם אלמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר וידרום ינשא וידעדה וידעלה ויתעלה שמי קודשה בריחו לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירה בעלמא ואמרו אמן. Amidas 35 or 476. Hosei shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Hosei shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Page 4799. Vayechulu hashamayim be'aretz v'chol tzevam vaychal Elohim bayom hashvi melachto asher asa vayishbor bayom hashvi nigo melachto asher asa vayivarech Elohim et yom hashvi vayikadesh oto gibo shabbat nigo melachto Asher bara Elohim laso Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Eloi Avotenu Eloi Avraham Eloi Yitzchak v'Eloi Yaakov Eloi Sarah Eloi Rivka Eloi Rachel v'Eloi Leah Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chassid Konei Shamayim ve'aretz Magen Avot b'dvaro Mechayim Eitim b'mamaro Ha'el HaKadosh she'ein kamohu המניח למו ביום שבת קודשו כי במרצה להניח להם לפניו נעבוד ביראה ופחד ונודה לשמו בכל יום תמיד מהון הברכות אלה הודעות אדון השלום מקדש השבת ומבורך שביעי ומניח בקדושה לעמד ושני עונג זכר למעשה בראשית אלוהינו ולאי אבותינו רצה במנוחתנו קדשנו במצוותיך ותן חלקנו בתורתך סבנו מטובך ושמחנו בישועתך ודר ליבנו לעובדך באמת והנחילנו אדוני אלוהינו באהבה ורצון שבת קודשך וינוחו בה ישראל מקדשי שמך ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת יקרא ויקרא שמי רבה ומעני ברק יבטא וימליך מלכותי וכי חלומי וכון בחייך בישראל בהגלה בזמן קריב אמרו אמן יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעולמי עולמיה יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם מן הסה ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה שמי דקודשה ברכו לילה מכל ברכתה ושירתה תשבחתה ונחמתה דמרם בעמה ואמרו אמן תקבל צדון ונוד נכל ישראל קורא משמעיה ואמרו אמן יש שלום נשמעיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן עושה שלום במרומיו ויעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. Kiddush is page 49 or 93. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen. Baruch Adonai מהר כי שם מצודם ורצבנו ושבת קודשו ורצון חילנו זיגרון למעשה בראשית כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש זכר לציון מצרים גיבנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית לא עשנו כגויי הרצון ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה שלא שם חלקנו כהם וגורלנו ככל עמונם ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שם שמיים ויעשה מה ככתוב בתורתך מה ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו Kaddish Yatom is on page 52 or 101. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah be'alma divra kirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon u'b'yomechon u'b'chayei dechol beit Yisrael v'agala u'b'zman kariv v'imru amen Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam l'amel maya Yiparach v'yishtabach v'yipar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh Vitadar, Vitale, Vitalal, Shmei de Kutsha, Berichu, Leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. O say shalom imroma, vuya say shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Yashar koach Darren for Kabbalat Shabbat. Good Shabbos again. This week Kiddush is sponsored by the board in honor of Lisa and her recent bat mitzvah. And thank you to the board for that. And thank you again for Lisa for sharing that wonderful simcha with us. And Mazal Tov to all of us. The book club is this week, December 16th, on 8 p.m. on Zoom. The novel is, the short stories are Displaced Persons, a collection, and we'll be joined by the author, Joan Legent, or Legent, I'm not sure how to say it, so come check that out. She's set half, their stories are set half in Israel, half in the United States. It's a prize-winning collection, and it should be great. The Hanukkah party is January 1st, from 3 to 5 p.m. We already have a lot of RSVPs for that, and please have more RSVPs for that. There'll be latkes, donuts, dreidel, and all kinds of fun Hanukkah stuff, kids and adults, and just kind of a fun time to hang out on New Year's afternoon. And finally, the PJC Players is Something Rotten. They start rehearsals on December 29th, and contact Sari if you're interested in performing.
And women's group is
And women's group is next week.
tomorrow.
It's tomorrow, really?
Yes.
Oh, women's group's tomorrow.
Yes.
Didn't make the Lima announcements. That's wonderful. Do you know who's leading it?
And her Prius.
Andrea Priggett is leading women's group. You know what she's talking about?
Ew.
That's awesome. Come for that.
But next month, for those who messed up and didn't remember or whatever, I'm doing it on Ketuvot.
On January 11th.
Yes.
January 11th is also going to be a really great Shabbat to be here because it's also I'm going to talk about Merkaz and kick off our World Zionist Organization campaign, which is very important. So if you don't know what that is, ask me it afterwards, or come on January 7th and January 11th, and I'll tell you, and I'll tell you again.
And even
because
if
it's
you're
very
not part
important.
of women's group, I would love
Oh, that's so
active
cool.
read, look
Oh,
at the history of
that's so
Ketubah,
cool.
And then like look at people's Ketubah.
Shikach, that sounds great.
Please
That
share
sounds
if
great.
you have one readily available.
That's really
All
cool.
women in this congregation should have, always readily available.
All women, it's forbidden to live with a partner without a ketubah.
Ready.
That's great. That's cool. That's really cool. Yeshikach, Mary. That sounds great. Okay, Yigdal is on page 53 or 114. Yigdal Elohim Chai ve'yishtabach nimtza b'einei kel mitziuto echad ben yachid ke'yechudo ne'lam v'gam itzof le'achduto ein lo demut haguf ve'eino guf lo na'aroch elav kedushato ka'imam l'chol davar asher nivra rishon ben reshit le'reshito Ino Adon Olam B'chol Notzar Yoreg Gulato Malchuto Shefar Nevuato Netano El Anshe Segulato B'tifarto Lo Kam B'Yisrael K'Moshe Od Navi U'Mahavit Et Tmunato Torah Lemet Natan Le'amo El Al Yad Nivio Ne'eman Beito Lo Yachalifahem Ve'lo Yamir Dato Le'olamim Mezulato Sofev Yodea Setarenu Mabit V'Sof Davar Bekadmato Gol Melish Chesed Kimifalo Noten Merashara Kirishato Yishlach L'Ketz Yamim Meshichenu Livdok Mechakekes Yeshuato Tim Yechayel Baruch Hasdo Baruch Hadei Shem Dilato Meitim Yechayel Baruch Hasdo Baruch Hadei Shem Dilato. One more just announcement also, over the next several weeks, I'm actually going to be away next week at a family bar mitzvah. Please, let's try to have a minyan here Friday night. We have people saying Kaddish, including John. And also over the next several weeks, when things are light and people are away, please, if you're around, please do make an effort to come so we can have minyanim throughout the next several weeks, especially on Friday night. Bring a friend or a lot of friends, and good shots. Yes, that's why. Maybe we should have a men's group. Yeah. Where we get together. No, I mean,
I think Barry should have
and we should talk about, and we'll talk about hunting and motorcycles.
Yeah. Like we always do.
Like we always do.
Like we always do. Yeah. Beer making.
Yeah, beer making. Yeah. No, shit. Yeah. I know, I've heard of it, I know.
Disassembling
Never
car
happened.
pistons. Yeah, we should do that.
Disassembling
Disassembling
cars.
cars. Nice stuff, Barry. Nice stuff.
Should we start doing game night after Good Friday?
Sure. Yes, I'm in that.
That's a great idea.
I'm in the game.
Can Boggle be one of
Boggle,
the?
I love Boggle.
No,
we
it can't be
Barry
Boggle.
have some good rules for
Because it's Friday. It's Friday.
Oh, darn.
I love
You
Boggle.
can do it mentally.
Maybe there's a way to do it. Maybe you could like move pieces of paper.
I'm into games. I'm into that. That's how I'm
Barry, tell Barry what?
Twister. Yeah, Twister.
Well, when you put a place marker,
Hey, Melissa.
page 12, and then, okay, you're up to 20, you put a place marker.
How do you write down? How do you write down?
Yeah, that's just the score.
Remember that.
The scoring.
Remember that.
But they also
I think it's a combination of like,
I had to do a
well, good
college.
marketing, high quality people, and it's a moment, like it's like a,
It all came together.
it's a, all, I think that's mine, I mean, you have better.
Well, I mean, last year it was, 400 people
Right.
and we had a cutoff of sales. We would have oversubscribed.
That's
And
amazing.
the reason it's the $1,000 this year is because last year we exceeded like the number of people allowed in the room and it was fire hazard and we were like, oh, we could just do so much more. People want to be.
That's why.
It's amazing. And it was really quality. Ben Sass was very particular.
Ben Sass, the senator,
Yeah, he was the, like honorary.
well, why would you?
They had plenty of things talking. They had plenty of solid, mayor's elevation.
He's like always.
He was always, and he spoke beautifully. No, a lot of people did. But Ben Sass is all about, they're opening up a BA program now at the University of Florida. So now we have a middle school, a high school, opening a BA, and we already have a master's program. All like accomplished in.
That's crazy.
No, they're not totally.
They're not?
Yes, no, it's not, they made $1 million. Yeah, that doesn't go back that far. No, they're not.
Well, I mean-
You do that every times a month. It's a whole lot of
That means
work,
this
but
must be
they're
very well
doing it.
researched.
Well, they're, yeah.
On invitation, that 1,000 people come, and then the tickets cost $1,000, this is $1 million.
It's true, but they have to pay lots of people.
Or they can
have
do it
to
like-
work,
like
Fine,
once a
mine's
week.
200.
Well, but
$1,000.
that would be, yes, but it took 6 months for us to plan one of this.
This kid.
That's amazing.
But it took 6 months to plan it, and to get people to sign
Not
up. And then,
$250.
It's a lot of money for one
No,
night,
it's
but
a,
it's not enough to buy
I'm
one.
just very,
oh, they raised more
I
than
mean,
that.
I knew that they would do it
Really
well.
wanted
I
to
knew
say.
that they would do
But
it
they're
well,
expensive.
but this, I mean, that's a huge, I mean, they're open at.
So what is the,
So-
your major in?
So the BA programs, you have to be accepted to the University of Florida, and you get your degree from the University of Florida, but like, there are honors programs at different like places, this would be like
Let's
the
go.
honors institute that has a lot of possibilities.
Yeah, they're really into the hospital.
They're really into the anti, elite colleges.
Yeah, I just read a whole journal about this one, where it's like, I have to say, it's logic does that.
What's that in terms of?
The logic of like, I'm just convinced that like the universities have betrayed their students because there were vociferous bad protests by some people. And like that really is
The discussion is not their discussion, their argument is not necessarily the protest, their argument is, the program, the investment that they took in foreign countries, the infrastructure of the protest was just one thing, but the entire change in the entire curriculum to
people are surprising.
Yes.
People is,
I'm gonna just call him Patrick.
Jonah's getting into politics. Jonah's
it
talking.
can't be, it
So I
can't
have
be.
no idea. But that's their,
That's what I heard, I've been hearing about it.
I need to like report it in a way or something.
Well, I didn't hear about it from Marshall, right? Chapman came chatting about it.
Anybody sharing one single experience, you know, like,
well, you know, it's
so many
interesting,
possible
because,
experiences.
you know, I think I mentioned to you, like, the president of MIT's.
Wow.
It's very,
A friend of mine. I was in a,
very much involved.
just a one-on-one meeting, and something came up about college presidents, and, you know, they're all anti-Semites, and I thought, you know, I think that's the case. And in one case, you know, she's Jewish, where's your Jewish?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, of course.
I don't think that's the
Doesn't
case
mean they
at
all
all.
know
If you don't
Trump.
know anything about her
The take people.
whatsoever, except, you know,
I'm sure the majority.
4 hours of the congressional hearing when she was poorly prepped, clearly.
You the people.
And all three, and they were going for blood, and all 3 of them had been there for less than 18 months, and they might have been ineffective, and they might have done poorly, and the buck stopped somewhere, and that's absolutely the case, but how can you label that as anti-Semites? Yeah, well, that is, you know, that is,
All
you know, and, you
No,
know,
I
it's
heard Larry told me it was
Go
going
ahead
on,
and,
and Jacqueline came in this
you know,
morning.
say they did
She's like,
poorly,
"I'm
but
listening."
don't,
And
you know,
Marshall's
don't
waiting,
they
I
are
know.
whatever
like,
league.
even within this journal, one person says that the University of North Carolina handled everything really
Oh,
well.
he's not sending
And
it?
another said it was an example of everything going badly. And another said it was an example of travel. And it's like,
You know,
we
I,
can see it all.
you could pick absolutely anything, the only thing that sticks with me is that college students seem to be, like, I don't.
He said all the things.
Is that anywhere?
Yeah.
Oh, but if you
Yeah.
get somebody who,
Just,
not
I
have
want
the
you to
capacity to
that
go
you're
to
gonna
college
have
because of resources or because of whatever the reason
Very,
is,
very
and
self-deprecating.
they defaced
Nebraska.
the wall of a gas station, they'd be arrested and held responsible for it. You take a privileged person and you, because it's opportunity or because of money background or because they have a teacher that guided them into college and they deface something, there's no consequence.
It was very self-deprecating.
well, maybe it's a different kind of consequence. Maybe it's a consequence of censure,
But why should there be a different consequence?
why should it be criminalized? We should criminalize it. But it's, maybe the right thing is to not criminalize
Well,
somebody to express something
maybe
on
it's not, but it
somewhere
is
else.
that we're treating these kids with a lot of
Yes,
privileges
yes,
and
you
very
get,
little expectations.
you put
And you
young
talk to
people in a bubble
anybody,
and
you know.
and we got to experience, if you go into a little bubble where things are, it's not the real world.
And
It's a
they're
special,
not held
it's a special
for
time.
consequences. And there's also total rate inflation.
Well, sure, that's not really, I mean, that doesn't.
No, well, I mean, I think,
I think
those
it's
are
just
rate
this.
in some ways.
Every third person someone mentioned, and you heard him answer. Simon.
If there's a force saying children should be college, I think they are responding to.
I think they're responding, but they are responding rather than fighting it, so.
Well, I
It's
mean,
not having high expectations.
and we should maybe make,
Should have high.
maybe we should make university attendance free, and then there wouldn't be the pressure that I'm gonna pay $75,000 for you to go to school, I don't want to cry.
They've been training for
But there used
what end?
I don't think they're saying,
No,
I mean,
They
I don't
are.
think there's, like, who are, who's the they? If they're
reject
building
the
something
elite
different,
university, we want to build something, what
If
is,
they're building something, they wanna build something, you know, based on the same, but even better.
but what do they put, like, what change do they want to create in society?
So,
They wanna create
I
a
can't speak for that,
class
and it's
society
also,
or?
no, I mean, first of all, it's not a monolith in any sense at all. And it's not a policy making,
But
they're
she's
not,
got,
you know, they're doing,
like, she's got,
you know, I can't speak for anything, but it's not a monolith in any way. And I think what they're
if you go
just
through,
saying is
like,
that they want something better than what they have available for them.
why,
I was talking about colleges and that,
We're talking about colleges and people are trying to make them better.
can I put like.
I think they're very troubled, but they're very troubled, just extraordinarily troubled by the idea that, for a person from China, who knows, like, it hasn't delivered what it's supposed to, but like,
she's pretty low.
the idea that
So
it's
in
made
her
up
there,
is big,
is
big
the
bad
Can I-
problems
yes.
is, I
who's
don't know,
like,
just, I can't
second most
untangle it
important.
all, it drives me literally nuts.
And he's like,
What
that
I don't
hard.
understand, because I just.
She's
cannot
like, yeah,
process
that's
it
crazy,
myself,
and they both
that,
grew up in Montreal, and he's a professor at the seminary.
you know, this anti-woke,
My, I
kind
have
of thing is like,
one of my close friends from
I
high school
thought
actually,
that was a
got his
pretty good
PhD.
thing to be woke, and now
And
it's
he's
like,
like, yeah,
not a
she's
good
good.
thing, and why was it bad, but anything to extreme is bad, and
Nuts.
they.
Like, she's like, that's like really, really wild things.
Seem,
Like,
But that, there does seem like
and I
there's
think she's just
racism
gotten
and
progressively more. Like,
Can I-
people
can I-
soften as they get older.
our head of development has,
Progressively more.
I don't know how many children,
yeah.
because I don't know,
She's,
but I
she's
know at
brilliant.
least 4 of them are
Use her
black.
powers.
Adopted children, you know, I don't,
That's the book of her.
Yeah. I don't-
My family
And I haven't
was
read
getting-
it.
I think it
I
can
know.
be, but I think
Although
that's
she hates
doing
her,
the exact same
I've
thing
read
as,
her
like,
essay.
labor
Sure,
as an
it is.
extreme, like
Hates
everyone is
her.
the same and everyone is.
Not to
Yeah,
taboo.
that is basically
Why does she
true.
hate
You can only do the same thing in
Because-
every college. Each
Yeah, we've been
Even
talking
if you
about
have,
this.
if
We've
you
been
go
talking
to,
about how,
if you go to Harvard,
She like
Yes.
goes
the
to-
only, and you're the same, and then you go to less prestigious school, you can definitely learn the same amount
The
in
one
Harvard
marries.
and in a
It's an
We've been talking
opportunity to
about
mix
this
with other people.
last year,
But
we
the-
were
but
talking
the-
about this year, Harvard and Yale, and he was like, well, I think
Right, he
which
like
one is
gives
better
her
science?
blessing
So
or
how are you
whatever.
gonna-
Like blesses
We
her
were,
or
yeah, we were
whatever.
doing it.
So,
So that's
but
how
if,
it
but,
happens.
but if,
And
but
it's
if
funny
his
because his
classmate,
classmates
his
over
classmates,
and never
his
speaks.
classmates,
I get
some prestigious colleges,
And-
you don't need to be there, they can be there so
And-
I don't know if
And
we don't
why
really
is
get the ground.
Yes, they did.
where she was
What
like,
do you mean? Like, I'm talking
We
about
were-
anti-Semitic.
Oh,
soul to
I-
soul and the chain of the
that
whole
is,
thing.
you are saying there's a lot of people who said, I don't think there's, I think that there are people who don't like Jews
That
everywhere.
probably did more for like the
Very happy to
awareness
Jews
of like the thing
everywhere.
we love.
And-
the
But
awareness
there
of
are-
anything we know. Like, I mean, you know.
Even more people who don't like Jews than like
It's
Well, yeah, but that's,
I
it's
think
probably true.
people
In the
who
world.
like Jews in the United States in the past
it has spiked.
50 years, no, I don't know if it has spiked, did not
Don't-
have, I don't think they've had their voice.
Yes,
Yes, it was not,
To be
it
heard.
was not, it
They
was
might
not
have felt
popular to
things, but
say
it was
that,
not
say that
popular
loud.
to say it out loud and to
Yes.
act on it.
It's the speaking has been.
It's spiked.
Eventually,
The
Well,
police.
what do you think? Do you think it's better to
his
know
family
if
is
people are having a bad thought about you, or for better to just
and eventually,
think,
you
well,
know,
they might be, they might not be, but
You
they're
should
not
know,
gonna say
you
it.
need to know. You so you can change things around it. So
and then she
I
goes
think there
back
might
to
be
her
something to be
jobs.
said that if
She goes
they
back
don't
to
feel
Texas.
safe having that voice and being able to,
Move.
it should be
Find
considered
others that are-
prohibited to happen.
Begs
you can't
to
prohibit
see
somebody
her.
from having that voice, but let's say somebody's a racist, right?
And he,
Let's say somebody is, and somebody is against, you know, black people. Is it better for them to think it and not be able to say it out loud, or to find a whole crowd of them
and
and
that's what
create
she
a
does.
club and put
I
sheets
would
over
ask
their heads and
from
be able
Michelle
to
Millett, honestly.
do it so that you know who they are and you feel better because they have
I mean, this
identified.
story just cuts to.
In a
So,
society where we
so
don't
it's
change
It's
anything,
an interesting idea.
I mean, there's a way where we can change things and we can enforce laws, but they probably won't because we have horrible politicians.
We haven't been all that successful.
Yeah, think about
So
it.
then for me, I'd rather them not have such a
And
powerful
but
voice.
the way I think
But we
about
have
it
all
too,
now.
the way I think about it also, John, is like we try really hard in our family not to
Which
be
is different
racist or
from
any And like,
But if you treat against like 15 million people for no reason.
Well, but for them, I don't know, I can't justify their reasons, but they think they have a good reason. They think they've been wronged by these, by people or society has been against them or.
The most likely their religion only exists because of ours.
most likely that is, chances are. Don't you have a lot going on in your head? Like, he's a few years away. Be ready. Be ready for take for purpose. You read complicated text.